Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my BookTube spin video for the second quarter of 2024. The BookTube spin was brought to BookTube by Rick McDonnell, who took it from literary blogs. The point of the game is to create a list of 20 books that you might want to read, usually putting them into 4 categories of 5 books apiece. And then you spin a numbered wheel after you make the list, and whatever the wheel lands on is the book that you read. So Rick had brought the game to BookTube and played for a while, I think most recently back in December. So he hasn't played a game, as far as I can tell right now, for quarter 2. So I figured I'd step in, but I would have done this anyway because since I started playing the BookTube spin, I've kind of changed some rules for myself and made it kind of my own thing. But I will have an audience participation portion at the end if you're interested. So for me, my 4 categories have stayed relatively the same for as long as I've played the game, although as I say that I have made a couple of small adjustments. So one of the ways that I play the game is that I spin the wheel 3 times, and my goal is to choose the book from the category I read from the least recently in the game. So I'll have a list up here of all of the spins I've done recently, and as you can tell, Jewish fiction is the one I spun least recently, so that's the one I want to get to next, although now it's Jewish romance. And then following that, I'd go for fantasy or science fiction. But the point of spinning 3 times is my way to try and get better odds. And then last year, near the end of the year, I added another little crutch for myself that every time I spun a number and chose that number for the quarter, I eliminated that number from the board. So technically this quarter I am playing with 19 books. I've eliminated number 10 on my list, which was Well Met, which was my quarter 1 book, which I am almost finished with as I'm filming this video. And I guess someone might claim that I am cheating with that, but I might fire back that in a game of complete chance, getting any sort of help seems like, evening the playing field. So, without any further ado, I'm now going to share my 20 or 19 books with you now, and then do my 3 spins followed by an audience spin. So my first section, as I referenced earlier, is Jewish romance, and I'll start with book number 1, which is Imogen, Obviously, by Becky Albertalli. This is YA romance with nominally Jewish characters. Imogen, a senior in high school, thinks she is a straight LGBTQ ally, but when new relationships have her questioning her sexual identity, she is accused of identity appropriation. Seems kind of hard-hitting about policing others in the names of social justice. Book 2 is Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler. This is YA romance with things finally going Laura's way when her longtime crush, football star Chase, begins to notice her. But then, Jasmine, a girl Laura may have developed feelings for on summer vacation, transfers to her school. Just to put it out there, Laura, both you and Jasmine are Jewish. Book 3 is Recommended for You by Laura Silverman. I think this is also technically YA. Bookseller Shoshana is gunning for a holiday bonus, but the only thing standing in her way is annoyingly non-literary hot Jewish bachelor Jake Kaplan. I think we know where this goes. Book 4 is The Matzo Ball by Jean Metzler, taking us into adult romance. Rachel Rubenstein Goldblatt has made a name for herself writing Christmas romances, but now her publisher wants a diverse book about Hanukkah. So Rachel attends a famous winter Jewish singles event, the Matzo Ball, where she sees her old camp archenemy Jacob Greenberg. But it's been a long time since camp, just saying. And finally, Book 5 is Meant to Be Mine by Hannah Orenstein. Edie's grandmother, Gloria, predicted the exact date Edie would meet her beshert, Yiddish for soulmate. But although Edie meets an attractive musician at the right time, she finds out that predetermination isn't as simple a concept as she believed. What if a relationship includes some rocky waters as well? Okay, going into my next category of general literature, which covers a little variety of genres you may see, starting with book number 6, Cowboys and East Indians, by Nina McConley. These are short stories centering on immigrants and cultural collisions in the American West, as seen through the eyes of outsiders. And I gotta appreciate the pun in the title. Number 7 is The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. Spanning several decades, we start with an illicit love affair between a Greek Cypriot and a Turkish Cypriot. We follow war and displacement and commentary on the natural world. Number 8 is Search by Michelle Hunevan. A food writer joins her church's search committee for a new minister, leading to humorous ruminations on the inanities of church politics. I kind of want a Jewish version of this too. Also, there's recipes. Book number 9 is The Other Westmore by Wes Moore. My governor, a successful Black American, tracks down an imprisoned drug dealer who shares his name, age, roughly, and city of origin. This is a testament to what helps kids succeed and fail. And finally, number 10 is, again, the book I am nixing because I chose it for quarter 1. We are now moving into science fiction with book number 11, Provenance by Anne Leckie. A fugitive looks to reclaim stolen treasure in space and finds herself embroiled in an alien plot, literally. Number 12 is Ancestral Night by Elizabeth Bear. A routine salvage mission in space goes awry when an ancient technology is uncovered. Number 13 is Pushing Ice by Alistair Reynolds. A rockhopper crew is tasked with tailing one of Saturn's moons as it breaks orbit and leaves the solar system. Number 14 is Dark Orbit by Carolyn Ives Gilman. Alien contact on a distant planet may have more of a murder mystery plot than my usual, but we will go with it. And finally, number 15 is my YA pick, On the Edge of Gone by Corinne Doivas. As a comet moves to strike Earth, our teenage protagonist fights against an unjust system to survive. And my final category is fantasy, with the last 5 picks, starting with number 16, A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. This is a YA classic about a young sorcerer who tampered with long-held secrets and unleashed a terrible shadow onto the world. Number 17 is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. A man discovers his fate is tied up with that of an empire, and he may be here not to save the world, but to destroy it. Number 18 is The Vanished Queen by Lisbeth Campbell. A woman vows down to take a despotic king and, surprise, surprise, finds herself embroiled in court politics. Number 19 is A Queen in Hiding by Sarah Kozloff. An orphaned princess becomes a guerrilla fighter and must assemble a group of rebels to take back her kingdom. And finally, number 20 is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. A young peasant girl discovers she has an unearthly power, but the war she fights for her god may cost her her humanity. Okay, and from here we get into the exciting part, the spins. I'm going to do 3 for me and then an extra 1 for everyone with all 20 numbers on the wheel. So we will start with spin number 1. Okay, well, the wheel is definitely working for me so far. We got number 2, Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler, which is apparently very exciting for me and exactly in the category I wanted to be in. But I am going to still spin 2 more times, and if I get Jewish romance again, I'll have to figure out how to choose between them, but I figure I should still play by this rule. So next we have spin number 2. Okay, so spin number 2 led me on number 19, A Queen in Hiding in fantasy. And just to confirm, I will not be removing number 19 from my board in the future because I will not be reading this book. And finally, just to see where this goes, spin number 3. And spin number 3 also has us in fantasy with The Poppy War, another book I will not be reading. I'm very excited to say that the wheel did well for me, did what I wanted right at the very beginning, and I will, in the next quarter, be reading some Jewish romance with Cool for the Summer by Dahlia Adler. I kind of wish it chose number 4, The Matzo Ball, because I technically own that book, but I'm pretty sure I can pretty easily get this one in the next few months. So if you're interested in playing this game, I invite you to choose any of those 3 numbers, but if you want a wheel with all 20 in contention, here we go. Here's the audience spin. Okay, and we get number 20 again. Honestly, I'm sometimes concerned that this digital wheel doesn't have enough diversity in the spins. I guess I'll have to see what happens for me next quarter with that. But for you guys, you have another option, another chance to read book 20 if that appeals to you. And I hope whatever you chose if you played this game is a book that you will enjoy. So, that about covers it for me now. I will leave the Goodreads links for all of the books I referenced here listed down below, as well as my playlist of the TBR games that I play, which include the BookTube spin and also the page 112 tag. And speaking of the page 112 tag, I think that will be my next video. You'll see me here next for that. This is a monthly TBR game I play where I have a mug of titles on my physical shelves that I pull from, and then I read page 112 to decide which one will join my TBR. So stay tuned for that. And I hope all of your reading is continuing to go well this month, and I hope that you are safe and healthy and happy wherever you are in the world. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.